Welcome back, students. Unit 3, Chapter 7. I will annotate this reading now. Let me make this a little bit smaller so we can see most of it on the same page. So this one was actually, let's make it 2 pages. And let's see if I can delete this. Sorry, I guess I should have done this before. There. So here we can see both the whole reading. So when I was deciding how to annotate this, I thought, okay, we definitely have an introduction, body, and conclusion, because the introduction of anything comes first, the middle is the body, and the ending is the conclusion, whether it's a conclusion that we like or not. And so I thought, okay, so we have, this looks like an introduction. So then we need a thesis, maybe a hook, some background. It's starting to get complicated because this is all in one paragraph. So I thought, I don't know if this is a typical essay. And it doesn't look like a typical essay. So I thought, how can I annotate this, right? Professor Leonards tells me that I need an intro, body, and conclusion, and I discussed the introduction and the body. I'm going to need topic sentences, so every paragraph would have a topic sentence. And then I would have some development, specific example. But I know the reading, and I know there's 2 main examples. Basically, there's a beginning, 2 main examples, and then a final comment. And so to me, that seems like it's more like a section. And you see here, to support my idea, this says an excerpt. An excerpt means a piece. Can I add? Add note. A piece. I should do that every time. Right. So now that we think it's a section, now we're looking for a body paragraph, some development, examples, and analysis. So if we think of it like that, and this might be hard to do, but you kind of make up your own analysis of what you're reading. If it's not an essay, if it's a piece of something, then you won't be annotating it like you would a whole essay. So that's my decision. If you made a different decision, then great. Hopefully you're not too frustrated by this surprise. But when you read, you make your own decisions on what this is about. So I would say this is the intro, right? Gets us here. Maybe all of this would be the introduction. Definitely the examples of the body, and the conclusion starts from here. Okay, so if you did that too, then we're on the same page. But I'm calling it a section rather than a whole essay, so there's fewer pieces involved. So this is some background, right? But this here is basically the topic sentence. In a new book, Dr. Francis Moore discusses a lifetime of grappling with the issue of when to help a patient die. So this is the topic of the book, when doctors decide that patients can die. And this is a piece from the book. So this is a little kind of like a topic sentence. It's telling you the topic. And so I would say this is the topic sentence. How did I do that before? Note. Nope, not a string through. Oh dear. So this is topic, sentence, idea, intro. This here I would say is development, right? So it's telling us the situation. Doctors of our generations are not newcomers. Going back to my internship days, I can remember many patients in pain. So there's many situations where this happens. And the reason why he wrote the book. So I'm going to say this is development of the section. And where can we find that? Up here, development. And then we have this whole section. This part here is all, it's the first example. And at the end of the example, there's kind of an indirect analysis, right? The doctor was correct, the patients were wrong. So it doesn't say that directly. And so indirect analysis here at the end of this example. But it's really just finishing the example, and the reader can decide on their own what it is. So the analysis doesn't come here explicitly. So I'm going to call all of this example number 1. And this here at the end is indirect analysis, or end of example number 1. Okay? And then on this side of the page, if we can get here, on this side of the page, starting with this transition, can I do it? Oh, it's not letting me do it. Okay, well, all of this is another instance where is another example, starting with the second patient. So this is another example. So I will say, I'll say that this is and this example shows that he didn't handle the situation perfectly. So there was a discussion with the ethics instructor that it didn't work out perfectly. So this is a situation where the doctor was correct in his assessment, in his thoughts that he was going to allow the patient to die or encourage the patient to die, but he didn't handle this perfectly by sharing his thoughts. But this here at the end is analysis. So he talks about, there's 2 examples of what he did, and he talked to people in both situations, and then at the end of the section, there's some analysis. As a reasonable physician, you better move ahead and do what you would want done for you. Don't discuss it with the world. There's a lesson here for everybody. Assisting people to leave this life requires strong judgment and long experience to avoid its misuse. So it's a very difficult decision, and you have to be very confident in your answer. And so this is a final and it analyzes the examples. So the 2 examples before, we're talking about difficult situations, and then here we have final analysis. So it ends up looking like a section rather than a whole essay. And it goes back, my decision goes back to here an excerpt, meaning a piece of an essay, not an entire essay. There are other ways to annotate this. You could look at these differently, and if you did annotate it differently, and if you want to talk about it, then please bring this question up in class. Okay, the next video we'll look at moving from annotation to outline. I'll see you there, maybe.